What else? What else is going on?
Are we going to talk about Drag Race or no?
We can. Let's do it for 10 minutes. Here we go. Drag Race. Episode 5? Yeah. I think, yeah, episode 5. And so this is the one where Jinx had just got blocked in the last episode, in episode 4. So coming into it, the I guess the challenge for this episode was
the graduation speech,
like a congratulations or something like that speech, commencement speech. They all kind of killed it to me, like in their own way. There was not one moment where I was like, "Ooh, girl, you bombing!" Like they all stepped up to the plate.
Yeah. I feel. I just feel no. I feel that the creativity of some of the challenges is just lacking for me. Okay. I guess I just expected bigger. I don't know. I guess I'm just so used to, musicals and improvs, which they already did. I just thought that this particular challenge was just like, you guys have done and could do better when it comes to some of the challenges that are on Drag Race. That's just me.
Do you feel that the challenges are not challenging enough?
I will say, no, actually, no.
More variety.
I would say more. I would say actually both. I don't think that they're challenging enough, and I would look for more variety. However, I will say I do like when they're, they have the runway and the category is. I will say that has been fire for me, for sure. Okay. But the actual maxi challenge itself, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna watch. but that don't mean I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I do feel like they lucked out with an incredibly talented cast.
For sure.
And I think one of the downsides of having an incredibly talented cast is that you don't have somebody that is underperforming, because they're bringing their the whole team is bringing their A game.
Yeah,
for sure.
And yes, there are varying degrees, and people fluctuate depending on the actual challenge itself. But there's no real weak link in the group, so you miss out on that dynamic. The complexity of the dynamic.
Lows that most seasons normally have.
And on top of that, you've got the fact that there's no eliminations. Right. So you know what I mean. So there are no. And and the critiques are super soft. I would imagine. I think that what this season really needed was they needed to give harsher critiques, because to elevate the level of game is so much higher that. Don't be sloughing off on this and just making this a whole compliment fest. Tear into them bitches. If somebody stutters over their words, you gotta split hairs. You got to do the same thing here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Split some hairs, split some booty cheeks, split
something. We split something today.
Right, damn, give us something to look forward to.
No, I agree with that statement. But I mean, I see both sides of it, because going into the season, I was saying I want to see them direct a movie. I was saying some high crazy stuff, which might not be honestly realistic. I know that. And we still have half a season to go, so it's just they've already done Snatch. They've already done a lot of things that they wait to later seasons. So it's going to be interesting to see if they kind of start to ramp it up even more. Obviously, they got to do probably some kind of musical and some kind of dance number coming up or something. But maybe the latter episodes are something we have just never seen, that we're damn, that's going to really challenge and really separate who's going to win this season. I think it was a cool twist to give, to see what it plays out. By the time this episode comes out, we'll know what happened.
I can't wait.
Win a star.
That was smart.
You gotta give a star.
That was smart.
And that's good gameplay. That's where the gameplay comes in.
And honestly, that was a really nice twist that made at least me reinvigorated about continue to watch. Yeah. Because I think once you get one or more of the girls that have 2 badges, that's when the real strategy begins. Right now, they've been playing cute. But when you get some girls are getting closer to getting
Jason to Vivian,
$150,000, man, that's when the claws gotta come out.
$200,000 now. They're like, shit, that actually might be a nice little chunk of change.
And giving that star to someone can actually be the strategy. I can't talk today.
Strategy.
I got you this week, boo.
Girl, that's okay. She was spending too much time in that corner. I mean, in the alley.
Right?
I'm not mad at it.
Right? I took care of what I needed to take care of. Anyway,
but he said I took.
Okay.
We're not gonna let you talk at all.
At all. Are you finished?
Is you finished? Is you done?
I am finished. Shit.
Yes, boo.
What was I gonna say?
You just the strategy of giving.
It can create the alliances that we were supposed to get. Like y'all were like kind of drumming up the whole strategy game, and
I know
like,
Monet had a line for everybody.
That kind of just fell flat. So now this can actually create those alliances that.
Yeah.
That
Who would you give
on.
like how would you play this? Would you give it to someone that doesn't have any stars to even almost the playing field? Or would you, like you say, get an alliance and just hope that they'd be like, okay, if there's another chance to give another star, then I'm getting a star, or you get a star, I get a star. You know, how would you play this?
Well, Raja finally got a star, so let's just put that out there because she had been getting robbed.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Yes.
So who does that leave? Just Evie?
Yeah, she's the only one now at this point.
She don't deserve no star.
You know, she's starting to ramp up though. Like she's starting to get into gear. And honestly, it's kind of how she won her season. Evie was like a middle to the end of that season where you're just like, oh shit, hold on. Evie's starting to leave these bitches behind. This season, I don't think she may win just because there's just too much talent on this cast. But it's kind of the same thing she did her season. How would I have played it? Let me think.
I would give her a star. I'd give her a star just so that I wouldn't have to give a star to someone like Monet, some of the high rollers that already may have 2 stars.
Yeah.
And I would also want to pay it forward a little bit. So if you're going to give a star to Evie, right? Even though she doesn't really deserve it, that might pay it forward for whoever gave her that star later.
Do you feel a certain kind of way about getting a donated star? Like if you were if you were in the competition, would you feel a kind of way?
Sure wouldn't. Thank you.
No.
I'd be like, let me step my exactly. It's like let me step my game up. All I know is I can control what I can control, and it's showing. Hey, I don't have a star now. I need to really step it up, and I potentially know what may be coming up. Give me a star if you want to, and guess what? I might leave your ass behind.
So who should get? So who should get the second star?
Because at that point, everyone's gonna have a star. Yeah.
I'll tell you who not to give it to.
Don't give it
if you really want. If you want to think about how to play the game, I wouldn't give it to Monet, even though I love Monet. I love Monet.
Yeah, Monet might not return the favor.
Right? I wouldn't give it to Monet. I don't think that I would give it to
interesting
Trinity. It's people that I don't want them. I don't want to push them ahead to get the most stars.
But that's the game though.
I might give mine to Shay. Out of all of them, Shay might be the one that is like, you know what? Even though Shay's just too talented.
Yeah.
But I feel like out of like Trinity, Shay, because who won? Raja and Jinx. So out of Trinity, Shay, Vivian's blocked. So bye girl, you ain't getting nothing.
Well, she can. Actually, she can't win the next week, but she can be given a star.
I wouldn't give it to Vivian though. I wouldn't give it to Trinity. Trinity's been at the top the whole season too. I feel like Shay might be the only one that might be like, okay, thank you, and I'll remember that. I'll help you out.
What about Jada? What about Jada?
Jada might be another good choice too. Though I think that's what it comes down to me. If it's outside of Evie, who doesn't have one, that way at least I know I'm not propelling anyone ahead of me.
Right.
But if they all have one, if I already see someone that already gave it to Evie, and be like, damn, I'm gonna give mine to Jada or Shay. I think out of everyone remaining. Who are you gonna give yours to, Dewan?
I would give one to Monet for sure.
Okay.
Because she's been all about alliances, and I feel like, you know, like if she's been that upfront about that, let's get an alliance going.
Okay.
So
you wouldn't fear that she has an alliance with everybody?
Well, but everybody ain't giving her a star.
You're right on that.
So
if
I'm pushing you ahead, if because of my star you're ahead, bitch, I'm number one in all of your alliances.
Yeah,
I'm number one. So that's what as opposed to running the risk of, you know, everybody else. And then I guess I would give my other star to, I think, Evie as well.
Yeah.
Just because she, you know, just to even the playing field. So that way, when the next challenge rolls around, it'll be that much harder for, okay, now who do you give it to now? Because now everybody has at least one star.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be the first time they do that.
Now, too.
That's not going to be the first time they do that.
It's going to come up again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the season's been amazing so far.
Yeah.
Now it's about to get real good on the gameplay side.
Yes. The strategy.
That's the straggler, whoever.
And you know what? At least I didn't deny that I said that and be like, oh, roll a clip. Roll it back. Okay, roll it back.
Euphoria.
I will totally own my ish. I will totally own it.
No, you did.
What's up,
you
girl?
did that,
We
girl.
love you, boo.
Yes,
he said, roll it back.
He said,
and he was indignant. He was like, I know exactly what I said.
I know.
No, you did it.
And I'm looking at each other like, okay, girl.
He did it neck and all. He did it neck and all. He said,
and we had wigs on.
Euphoria.
And community, if this is your first episode, A, subscribe. And then B, if you don't know what we're talking about, this was maybe, 6 to 8 episodes ago. I can't remember. Just look for us in wigs. That's the episode.
Yes.